there, and thanks for joining me, Nicola Hume, for Move IQ's latest episode of Property Must-Knows. Now today, I'm looking at the tricky issue of ground rent. What is it? Why would you have to pay it? And how much it could cost? For the latest on subjects like this and a whole load more, make sure you click the link to subscribe to our newsletter and get property expert Phil Spencer's insider info delivered straight to your inbox. So, if you buy a leasehold property, you are likely to have to pay ground rent. But what does ground rent actually mean? Well, it's a legal term that describes payments made from a holder of a leasehold property to their freeholder. Now hang on a sec, let's row back a little bit at this point and talk about the difference between freehold and leasehold properties. All properties in the UK are either freehold or leasehold. If you own a freehold property in England or Wales, then you own a home and the land that it stands on. But if you own a leasehold property, you're effectively renting it on a long-term basis from the freeholder, the person that owns the land. In return, you will pay the freeholder an annual ground rent. Almost all flats are leasehold, while most houses are freehold. Just to complicate matters, there are different systems in Scotland and Northern Ireland. So do check out the Move IQ website where the differences are described in detail. So how much does ground rent cost? This varies from property to property. For some homes, it will be as little as £1 a year, which is often referred to as peppercorn rent. For other homes, ground rent could be several £100s a year. Each leasehold property comes with a lease, setting out what you can and can't do to your property, how much the ground rent is and how much it will increase. For instance, some ground rents go up every 10, 25 or 30 years. If you don't pay when it's due, the freeholder can take you to court to recover the debt. In extreme cases, you could lose possession of your home, although this is very rare. Ground rent has been a controversial subject in the past decade, since some developers have tried to make large sums of money from ground rent by building tough terms into their leases. In the worst cases, the ground rent doubles every 10 years, so an initial ground rent of £250 a year could end up being £8,000 in 50 years' time. Alarmingly, many buyers have reported not being alerted to these lease clauses either by the builder or their conveyancing solicitor. The same time period saw many households sold as leasehold rather than freehold, simply to provide the developer with a revenue stream from ground rents. The freeholds of many houses and blocks of flats were routinely sold to investment companies attracted by the extra ground rent income. The good news is that there is a bill making its way through Parliament which will put an end to ground rents for most new build leasehold properties in England and Wales. However, it's not there yet, and it will only apply to new leases that are granted after the legislation comes into force, not existing ones. What can be done if you're already in a leasehold property? Well, most leaseholders have a statutory right to extend their lease under Leasehold Reform Act of 1993. And if you extend your lease via the formal route set out by the Act, you will have up to 90 years added to the length of your unexpired lease. And the ground rent reverts to zero. To find out more, do check out the Move IQ website. We've added a link below for you, and if in doubt, consult your solicitor. Make sure you join me again for the next episode.